Felix Langell, known primarily as xQc, was one of the largest streamers on Twitch and Kick, known for his crazy takes, riveting gameplay.
I'm gonna molly him then.
Okay. I just got molly.
And massive brain. Yet many wonder if he has the ability to become the next Canadian Prime Minister. Now being French-Canadian himself, and having been born in Quebec, he already meets the first criteria needed to become Prime Minister, to be a Canadian citizen. Now the second one's going to be interesting. He would then have to either pick to be part of a political party that has already been established, like the Liberals, Conservatives, NDP, or the Greens. Or he could choose the other option of starting his own party. Now I'm not sure where his political beliefs fall, so we'll start him off in his own party. We'll do it justice by naming it the Juicer Party. Now that he's established a political affiliation, he can now start pumping out propaganda to his followers and the world on his political beliefs. But wait, it's not that easy. In order to make it to the title of Prime Minister, he would have to be elected as a member of Parliament for a designated district. So before he can start campaigning, he would have to establish himself as a contributing person to society. Now this may seem like an impossible task, but trust me, give that man a liter of Pepsi and some Domino's pizza, anything is possible. In order for him to become a member of Parliament, he would have to win a position in office during a federal election. The best shot he has at winning a position would be in his own district of Laval-les-Îles. Given his presence online, he should at least have some sway among his district. Many will ask, what would be the ideals he would like to instill within the Juicer ideology? Going off concerns from Canadians, the housing market is a big issue. So Mr. Cow, how would you look to solve this problem?
Oh man, well first I would totally crap my pants and build more affordable homes for everyone. And dude, we gotta stop those landowners from snatching everything and let people build more stuff. Zoning laws suck big time, let's stop them and let peeps build cool stuff. Dud.
Okay, great. Now, inflation among Canadians is a pretty big concern. How would you look to aid this?
Well dude, I totally implement a gamba tax where a solid 15% of all gamba earnings goes straight to helping out the low wage folks. Time to share the love and support those who work hard for less.
Okay, great. And what about immigration? How would you handle this issue that many are concerned about?
I'd kick him out of my country ASAP.
After instilling these beliefs and ideologies, he can now wait for the results to come in. xQc, having a large following, can go viral very easily. And once everyone sees how amazing of a leader he is, he begins to start a large movement, winning his district and converting others to his party. Now that Felix has made his way into becoming a member of Parliament, he can now focus on the real mission, becoming Prime Minister. First, he has to be designated as the leader of the party, and given that he started it, he might as well be the face of it. Now, the Juicer Party must obtain the most seats in the House of Commons for him to become Prime Minister. This means that he should hold a majority of the 343 seats. Now, he could easily do this by offering kick contracts to these members, as they would make more money there than holding a regular seat. But we all know this isn't sustainable. So after his failed political lobbying, he would have to find money for his campaign. Known for his frugality and love to save money, xQc would need to find alternatives to help fund his campaign. 1. He could effectively win over the populace through his political ideologies, take action within his district to show that he can actually create a difference, take a class on how to speak English, and also use his large platform to make people believe in him. Or 2. Rage bait people during Minecraft runs and put all the money into book and let the train ride. Now that he has a message, a large following, and the money to support all of his needs to make a run at the Prime Minister position, he can now begin to fight off the other parties. The Liberals would be too preoccupied with attacking each other, which will inevitably lead to the downfall of them. The Conservatives don't show up because they cut all the funding to their healthcare and now are bedridden. The NDP might as well be xQc's brain because it practically doesn't exist. And the Greens are like that cousin who you see at your family gathering that brings their own reusable cutlery, smells like cancer, and tries to convince X that's more beneficial to shit in your garden rather than your pants. So with all these political parties practically imploding, it should be an easy path for X to become... Oh wait, what's this? A new party seems to have joined the race. The ground shake and the doors of the parliament swing open. Who is it? The Whale Party joins in. This party, driven by rage for losing a wedding ring and a court case, looks for revenge through political persuasion to ultimately deport him to the slums of Green Bay, Wisconsin. X won't back down that easily though. He is also still driven with anger from losing a baby blue McLaren. Takes this head on. The debate kicks off hot. The Whale brings up how he has an Adderall problem, and how gambling to a young audience is unethical. Felix swings back by stating that he would never marry a person who doesn't work well with his family and doesn't like salads. They both travel throughout Canada, going to each province and speaking, or whatever xQc does. As election day rolls around, it's a close race. So, Felix does something he rarely ever does: articulate his words. He meets with the whale in private and says,
"Hey there, fatty. If you drop out of the race, I'll give you this here wedding ring. How's that sound, Dud?"
The whale, knowing its worth, accepts and drops out the race. But as she opens up the box, it reveals a ring pop. xQc, now being elected next Prime Minister, deports her to a studio apartment in Los Angeles. He's now 2-0 against the whale. He takes over his role as Prime Minister, and the country immediately begins to thrive. Casinos everywhere, free Domino's and Pepsi, and everyone is required to watch Cop Slop for 2 hours a day. Canada has finally returned to its glory. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and catch you guys some other day. Later.